Reach out, oh, with Ray and Steve. Reach out, with Ray and Steve. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the car. Root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. Play ball.
Donations are down, but the demand is up. With Christmas just over 2 weeks away, a desperate need for toys this holiday. News 12's Shauna Narayan has the story.
Last year we had over 300 boxes out there. This year we have 120.
John Thiessen, founder of John Thiessen Children's Foundation, says this year is unlike any other because of COVID-19. Toy donations are down by 40%, and he says it's tough keeping up with the high demand from agencies who are requesting toys to bring to shelters and hospitals.
Those are the ones that are going to be affected because I don't know if I'm going to have the capacity to fill all of them.
It may look like this room is full to capacity with toys, but John said this is nothing compared to previous years.
We have a storage container that was emptied and filled already, but normally it would have been like 3 or 4 times by now.
Teresa Guevara has been coming to pick up toys for her family for 3 years and is always grateful for the foundation, but says she's sad to see how this pandemic is affecting them.
It's sad because I know that means that a lot of people are going to miss out, and I know that it's a very difficult time this year. A lot of families are going through a lot, so it's actually sad to hear that.
A Christmas miracle would be just what the foundation needs during these tough times.
Anything helps, and it's all for the kids this holiday season.
In Wantagh, Shauna Narayan, News 12 Long Island.
This is Reach Out with Ray and Steve, live from John Thiessen's Children's Foundation, his annual toy drive, 29 years.
29 years and counting, and he gave me my Christmas gift. It's right here. It's a basketball, and I'm going to be shooting this tonight because I'm famous for my 40-foot jumpers.
Do you make it in the hoop there?
Hey, watch your mouth.
Well, I know we've seen this a couple of times.
Watch your mouth, Steve.
And
Give me that ball.
do swish it from time to time.
Time to time, my bundilla.
Yeah. But talk about, Ray, you have a long relationship with John Thiessen. Talk about the work that he's been doing for such a long time.
John is like right here. John is about these toys. John is about, when I need toys for the most poorest of the poor, I call John, and you know what? No matter how low he is on the toys, he will find more toys for my children in the Bronx and in Brooklyn and wherever we need to go. And John is awesome. He's great. He's incredible.
But it's a difficult time during this pandemic, and if you saw that news report to start the show off, they are down 40% of the toys that they're normally getting. And that's a major crisis for kids and families that are in need, and agencies and schools and hospitals, kids that are being hospitalized now. So 40% is a significant number. That's why we're doing all these shows, is to help the public, the communities, to come here today at 1881 Wantagh Avenue.
Right, Toy Drive.
From Toy Drive here.
Toy Drive.
Just John Thiessen's Foundation,
The
1
great
block
John- the
away
great
from
John
Mulcahy's. Well, what do you think about that? 40% is a big number.
I don't get involved with the analytics. I mean, we all got to mind our own damn business, forget about excuses, and just, hey, go and get what we have to do to get these kids toys. That's it. I'm not going to get caught up. So what am I supposed to say? Oh, we're down 40%. So what? So I don't go out and find more toys? No. I'm just going to go and do what I have to do to get toys. My car, if you look right now, my car is full of toys right now. And you know what? People can do that. If everybody does their part, we'll find the damn toys.
Well, that's what they're looking for right now, because of the pandemic. They usually have it at Mulcahy's, which is a great event, a gala, which many toys are being donated. So people need to come here and bring toys throughout the night, but also throughout Christmas time.
Sorry.
Right. It's
Sorry.
it's a challenging time.
Sorry.
So-
But we ain't. We got to just go and get our toys. There's no excuse for us not being able to find toys, and there's no excuse for us to be able to get food for the people, and nobody should be starving in the biggest city, the greatest city in the world is New York. I don't want to hear this BS about that we don't have food, and I don't want to hear this BS, sorry, about that we don't have toys. There's no excuse. No kid should be hungry, and no kid should not have toys. Come on, man. New York City, stop it.
Well, we all need to come together. You know, you've been doing this with the Yanks for over 47 years. And, you know, we've teamed up recently, last couple of years, to kind of give back to different communities, but also to work with other organizations like John Thiessen to give back in such a big way, because there are people that are isolated and not in school and not going to after-school programs like the Boys and Girls Clubs and different programs like the Viscardi Center, because they're being isolated at home, and it's a very, very difficult time. So, and then the homelessness, and then the unemployment rate is at an all-time high. What are you doing there? What do you got there? Gio, yeah, there we go. Gio
Urshela says we are here to help. Our studio audience, people in our studio audience are playing the phone. They're supposed to have the phone off. You're the producer. You're in charge of this. And our director, I'm sick of his crap, not telling the people to turn their phones off when we're doing a show.
Wow, thank
And
you.
we're supposed to do a show.
Thank you for that little tirade.
And thank you, Gio Urshela. He's in New York getting his physical therapy, but at the same time getting hand sanitizers and whatever else that he can do. Look, that's Gio. That was yesterday. You got that up there? Very good, Peter. Best producer in radio and television is Peter Rodriguez. Puerto Rican, by the way. Loves rice and beans. But he is terrific as far as he gets the stuff done. It's incredible. Hey, you got any fried bananas, Peter? And it's just terrific.
What did you have for breakfast today?
Steve, honestly speaking, yeah. Something happened back here.
Yeah, it's more toys coming in.
This is like a Jerry Lewis movie.
Yeah, right.
Lady!
Well, it's Peter is great working behind the scenes.
Peter's the
Carmine's
best.
here. We've had some technical.
Peter don't
glitches,
like you that much, by the way. He don't like you that much.
Okay, well, we like everybody around here. So,
I know, but I'm just letting you know, Peter don't really like you.
Okay, well, this is Reach Out with
But
Ray
you know,
Steve.
I like you.
It's the first show kicking off. After this will be the Chapters Rap, and after this will be Teen Talk with Ashley Lum, and then Your
Ashley?
Unity with
Ashley's
LaShawn Walker, and then Tyler and Rachel will pick up back and clean up here and do their show, Youth Heroes Show. So, and Tyler will perform live here from 6 to 7 p.m. So you want to check out Tyler Gianchetta.
Steve.
Come out here.
Steve.
While you're bringing the toys in,
Steve, I just
you
wanna
can hear
let
the
you know.
great music of Tyler Gianchetta. Yes, sir.
I want to let you know that Peter does like you, though. He really does like you.
Okay, well.
I just said that.
Okay, well.
I'm just jealous of your relationship with him. But,
Wow.
you know what I'm saying?
Wow, this is...
Speaking of relationships, Gino's Pastry Shop in the Bronx, you know, they haven't been well lately.
Yes, Jerome and Joanne, our thoughts go out to you. Usually on Thursdays we're in the Bronx.
Yeah, Thursday we're in the Bronx.
But they've closed down their pastry place because they've been
Gino's
ill.
Pastry Shop.
And our thoughts and prayers, Jerome and Joanne do great work there. Their cannolis and cappuccino are the best around, right?
This is Gino's Christmas gift. I'm going to give you this for Christmas.
Okay.
All right?
Wow.
You know, he looks like Lou Costello, but I know that he can shoot the basketball.
Well, Ray, why is it important for you to give back, not just Christmas time or holiday time, especially during this pandemic? I mean, you're kind of trying to lighten up people's lives a lot, but what gives you the passion to do what you do and to kind of coordinate others, which you do best, by the way, networking and connecting people so they could help other people as well?
Steve, our time is so limited. You know what I'm saying? So limited. I mean, you have faced death. Okay? Yep. You know the fear that we may not be here tomorrow and stuff like that. So, you know, hey, we got to do what we got to do.
Right.
And you know what? There is a higher power.
There is a higher power.
There is a higher power. I'm not afraid of these clowns here on Earth. I'm afraid of when we leave here and then we get to that door, are we going to be allowed in? I mean, I'm very serious about that. It may sound funny, but I'm afraid, you know, when we get to that door, is, hey, you did this, you did that, and you didn't do this. I don't think I can let you in here. You better take the elevator downstairs. That elevator downstairs, boy, is going to get awfully hot. I don't want to go down there. So I want to do everything I can to do what I'm supposed to do. Help thy fellow man.
Well, that's what it's all about, paying it forward, and that's what we're trying to do
Right.
here at John Thiessen's Toy Drive, 29 straight years. But we have an old friend of yours joining us here, the head baseball coach of Adelphi.
Is he here?
Yeah, Dom Scala
Where?
is here. Let's bring him on.
Where?
If we could tune him right in, hopefully we won't have any technical problems. Dom, are you there?
We can't get Dom Scala.
Is that Dom sitting over there?
Is that Dom? We ain't got no Dom. Is
There
Dom
is
Scala?
Dom.
Oh! Disco Dom! What's up?
How are you, Dom? We're all doing the robot here. That's Dom Scala, who's the head baseball coach for Adelphi. He has over
No,
400
he
I
was a
can't,
great.
I can't hear anybody or
bullpen
see
bullpen
anybody,
coach,
just so you
and he
know.
also over 400 collegiate wins in baseball locally here on Long Island. He should be in the New York State Baseball Hall of Fame, right?
Get this
He's gonna be in the
over
State
here.
Baseball Hall of Fame very soon.
Yes. And
Can't
Dom,
get
can you
out.
hear us? We're having some technical. He also. So talk about your relationship with Dom Scala. You know,
Dom Scala's one of the best people ever. One of the most loved of the 1978 World Champions. I mean, come on, everybody. You know, whenever the guys were going out after the games, the first question was, "Where's Disco Dom?" You know what I'm saying?
right?
And when we got to the clubs, you know, he was not only was a great bullpen coach, but he was a great dancer. You know what I'm saying? You know, he thought he was John Travolta, believe it or not.
Really?
But I think the players thought he was John Travolta, to be honest with you. You know, it was the disco era. It was in 1978, you know,
So-
Saturday Night Fever.
It's interesting because you've known a lot of these players, administrators, and different people in the 70s. So as years gone on, are you surprised what he's done later in life?
No, because he's a smart baseball man. He's a very intelligent baseball man who should have been a manager in the major leagues. Forget about college. College ranks are lucky to have him because he's smart enough and strong enough to have been a manager in the major leagues.
Dom, can you hear us?
Now I can. You guys speak a little bit louder. I couldn't hear. I heard a little bit of what Ray said about me being a
there's your
manager.
ego. You want me to say it. If you want me to repeat it, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
He's been wound up like one of these Christmas toys here. I don't know what's going on.
No, hey,
He's
truly one of the great baseball men ever is Dom Scala, who should have been a manager. Forget about coach. Should have been a manager in the major leagues. Period. He was a great scout.
Thank you.
He's a great bullpen coach. He was a protector. He was everything that Billy Martin and George Steinbrenner needed at that time. You know what I'm saying? And at this time right now, he would be a tremendous manager. Tremendous.
Wow. What do you
Thank
say,
you.
Dom?
Thank you. Hey, thanks for having me, guys. It's always a pleasure to be being on Reach Out, man. One of the best shows around. One of
You
the
better
best shows
believe it.
around.
Thank you. And you just started your own show.
You know
right?
what?
Talk about that.
You know what? You guys inspired me to try this because I can't be as good as you guys. I know because you guys got so much more experience. But, you know, as I said on my show the other night, I've done a lot of things in my career and I've been on a lot of shows. And I've done, I've won a World Series. I've been in the NCAA championships. I've mentored a lot of kids through my days. And I always said, and I've also been in a movie thanks to Ray. Okay, thanks to Ray, I've been in a movie.
You're a movie star.
I'm not a star, but I'm a movie person. And I said, you know what? I wanted to try it because I had some ideas. I put a little different twist on it. I got some different segments on the show. And of course, like you interview somebody that was influential in baseball. And I had Bucky Dent on the other night, who was very, very good, as Ray
One of the
knows,
great
and as you
guys.
know, Steve. Very good, very good stories. And I got some adjustments to make, but I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed carrying the show, and it's not easy. It's not easy to carry. It's easy to be a guest. It's not easy to carry like you guys.
Well, Dom, you're such a great guy. You've been the Delphi coach for so many years, over 400 career collegiate baseball wins. How has the pandemic affected your program?
Well, that's a great question. really quickly, as you know, we were in Florida at the time when the pandemic was at its peak and they were closing everything down. Uh, we actually only played 9 games last year and then had to shut it down. And there was a lot of disappointed kids. I didn't know what to say in our final meeting. You know me, Ray. Uh, I'm not at a loss for words that much, but when this happened, it was very very emotional. There was guys crying. There was guys hugging each other. There was even some guys that were like pissed off. But it had to be done. As you know, what happened following that, how bad it got. So it had to be done. And then the summer came, and then now the fall came, and we were very, very lucky that Adelphi uh, created a great program for us to get back to school in some capacity, some virtual and some live. And we were able to have a not the same fall season that we normally have, but somewhat the same. We just couldn't play games against anybody that was not that nobody could come into Adelphi. So we had to play games amongst ourselves. But we got a lot of work in. We were able to see the freshman class that came in. We were able to see what they had and what kind of skills they had, and to talk to them a little bit about the game. So we were blessed that we were able to have somewhat of a fall season.
Now, Dom, everybody has a different relationship with everybody. My relationship with a Thurman Munson would be different than your relationship with a Thurman Munson. Okay, everybody in the world knows my relationship with Thurman. Could you tell us of your relationship with Thurman Munson?
Well, Thurman and I, in 1978, I was the bullpen catcher at the time. Then went on to be a coach, but I was a bullpen catcher. But what happened was I had a stipulation saying that I wanted to be a player the next year if there was room for me. And I got to know Thurman very, very closely because I talked to him about catching. I talked to him about hitting. I was able to take some batting practice with the guys. I was able to take infield with the players along with catching in the bullpen. And I got very friendly with Thurman. And I was kind of like more of a teammate that's there with him every day. So I got to pick his brain a lot, which was very, very instrumental in my career going forward. Um, it, the only thing that I can tell you is that I learned a lot from Thurman. I learned the way to be a pro and how to approach the game from Thurman Munson.
Now, Dominic, is it true? The rumor has been for a long time that your number 51 was the opposite of Thurman Munson's number 15. True or not true? I don't know.
No, I didn't. No, that was just a number that was given to me. I'll tell you what happened. In spring training, I was number 70. Okay. And when we came back, since I was going to be on the team as the bullpen catcher, they wanted me to have a lower number. So Pete Sheehy at the time gave me number 51. And that's the plain and simple story. I wish I could tell you I did it with the 15. Like I had Clint Frazier on a couple of nights ago for my fall cocktail event.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know the story about how he got 77. Do you guys know the story?
Tell the story.
I just heard about that he was a big Mickey Mantle fan. Is that true or is that false?
No, I'll tell you what happened. Remember there was a rumor going around saying that he wanted number 7 out of retirement because he didn't know who Mickey Mantle was, but he wanted number 7
How do you not know
because
who
it was
Mickey Mantle
retired
was?
because he
He's a
loved
play
number
Yankee
7,
organization.
right? So
Crazy.
when he went to the Yankees, when he got to the Yankees, not his first year, he was number 30 the first year, and then Robinson came back and he was 30. He wanted the number 30 because that's what he was when he was with the Yankees prior, then went to the White Sox and then came back in the trade. So what he said was, he says, I'm going to make it like a little joke out of it. So I never said that I wanted number 7. He goes, So he took number 77, 2 sevens instead of one. So that was the story with Clint on the 77.
Wow. Well, this is Reach Out with Ray and Steve. We're live here at the John Thiessen Toy Drive, 29 straight years. We're asking people to come down to 1881 Wantor Avenue and drop off toys. We'll be here till 9 o'clock. We have many, many more shows. We have entertainment here, and shortly we'll hear Bob D'Amato perform on the Chapters Rap Show. But Dom, you had your fall cocktail reception for 13 straight years. You also, last summer, before the pandemic hit, or you kind of have charities or events that kind of support people with ALS or different causes that are in need. And we really came together about a year and a half ago when we supported someone that was afflicted with ALS. How important is it for you to give back to others?
It's the biggest thing. You know what? I'm so proud of your partner there and yourself, Steve, because of all the work that you guys do. I wish I had the energy that Ray Negron has. I just don't have that energy that he has. I mean, I'm in good shape and everything, and I love to do things. And you know, I'm out there a lot, but not what you guys do. I know you guys are out there every day, and I commend you for it. I'm so proud of you, Ray. I want to make sure that people know this about you because you do it. You do it being an unsung hero. You're not looking for the accolades or anything like that. You do it because you really love people and you want to help. And I like to help people in my own way, but I could never do it the way you guys do. And I do want to get back to that next fall. I want to get another charity event going. Like I said, I couldn't do it this year because they weren't allowing anybody on campus. But I do want to get back to it. And it's one of the reasons why I'm going to bring Ray on my show. I had spoken to him last night. He's going to be one of the guests on my show on December 21st. Diving in with Dom Scala. Thank you very much. It's going to be a great show. I'm going to have John the Count Montefusco on, who was supposed to be my first guest, and Bucky Dent was going to be my second, but we flip-flopped them because John had a back operation and developed an infection, so he had to go back into the hospital. So speedy recovery to John. But I want to have Ray on because I want my fans to know about Ray and what he does.
That's amazing.
Thank you, Dom. I appreciate that. Dom, I got to ask you a question. And again, you had become almost like Billy Martin's bodyguard. I mean, when Billy was involved with certain scuffles, I mean, you were right there protecting him. I mean, how did that happen, Dom?
Well, I had a great relationship with Billy. You know, being Italian, he loved the Italian guys. He used to call me Dago, you know. And also, you know, when you're a coach, I was taught by Billy and Gene Michael and all the guys, you know, you got to be loyal to your manager. Whatever he needs, you got to do. I kind of stress that to my guys, you know, my coaches, not in a way where I say to them, hey, man, you got to be loyal to me. But, you know, by the love that I show them, I want to get the love back. You know what I mean? Because I want them to have my back. I want them to be there in my corner for me. Because, you know, when you do something good for somebody, you should, you know, it's something that you should remember. You know, and I'm not saying that you got to have it, but it should. That's the way I was brought up. I was brought up on loyalty, and Billy taught me about loyalty. And I think George, you know, when we had that problem, I think you remember with the marshmallows, with the real estate guy in Anaheim, where I had
the Steve Vaccaro, the marshmallow salesman.
You remember the story
on TV?
You know, it was one of the stories that actually Billy was minding his own business, and a guy came over with a bottle of beer, and you know, we thought he was gonna approach him to hit him with it because of what happened. There was some banter back and forth before that, and I happened to protect Billy at the time, and there was a big it was just made a big deal about in all the papers all over the country. And when I got back to New York, because this was in Anaheim, George called me in the office, and man, when George calls you in, you gotta say, oh geez, I hope nothing's gonna happen to me, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
But uh, he actually said to me, Dom, I really appreciate you looking out for Billy because, we have to watch Billy, because of the situations that can occur because he's a celebrity and he's a guy that he's a gunslinger and people are going to go after him. So I said, look, George, I said, I hope you're not mad at me. I said, but I just reacted because I thought the guy was going to do something to him. And he said, no. He says, I really appreciate it. And keeping your eye on him. He actually told me, keep your eye on him.
And Dom, that's the difference between George Steinbrenner and another owner. Another owner would have fired you.
He probably would have, Ray, because he wouldn't have taken any, he wouldn't have cared what my story was. He just figured,
Right.
Oh, you got press and who you think you are and you're
Right.
nobody. And,
Right.
But George was a guy, a lot of people, if you worked hard for George, he loved you. If you didn't work hard for him, he had a problem. But if you worked hard for him and you were a Yankee, I was a Yankee, man. I still am a Yankee. I bleed Yankee blood. I teach my guys like they're the Yankees.
Well, that's why Brian Cashman came to your thing a couple of years ago.
Exactly. Now Brian was just when I was leaving. It was Brian's first year. We didn't know each other that well. But we got to know each other through the years because when I was a scout with Pittsburgh, I did come to Yankee Stadium and scout and things like that. We got to know each other a little bit, but he respected me for the job I did because they know I was there for 9 years, which you don't do your job, you're not going to stay around.
Dominic is what you call he was a good baseball man because he did his homework and learned the legend of Disco Dom Scala and all the greatness that you gave to that organization for those 9 years.
You know what? I worked hard. I picked up all the older coaches. I remember my first year with the Yankees when I stepped out on the field. Yogi Berra was a coach.
Great coaches.
Elston Howard was the bullpen coach. They had Art
Jeff
Fowler was the
Torborg
pitcher.
there during your time.
Who's that?
You had Jeff Torborg was there.
Jeff Torborg, but I'm talking about the older guys like
Stan
Art
Williams.
Fowler, guys that really couldn't do any work. They weren't. Excuse me. They weren't old, but older guys.
They were celebrities.
Yeah, so I picked those guys up. You know what I mean? I picked them up all the time. If they needed me to throw batting practice, I threw batting practice for a half hour. They needed me to hit fungos, I'd hit fungos.
Well, Dom, we're out of time. We have to move along to Toy Drive, but congratulations on your little Bambino. I know we see pictures on social media. Yes.
Jackson!
But he's a great kid.
Reggie thinks you named him after him.
Tell him I did.
All right. There we go.
Yeah,
Dom,
good.
the great
We get a
Dom
good
Scala.
Christmas
Thank you
present.
so very much. This is Reach Out with Ray and Steve. We're at John Thiessen's Toy Drive here on Wantor Avenue, 1881. Wantor Avenue. Come down till 9 o'clock. Bring toys, help a family, help some schools, help some agents.
Dave Valley?
All right. So we need to run. So thank you so very much. And Ray, parting words?
Hey, I love you guys, and we will continue to find as many toys and food as possible. They're probably going to shut down New York next week from what I'm hearing. I don't know that. But if they do, then Steve and I will be out there.
There we go.
We will be back in the street doing what we got to do.
That's right.
Period.
Well, God bless. Take care.
Bagels are coming.
Wear your
Bagels
mask, and then we'll bring toys
Bagels
here.
are coming.
Come down to Wantor
No
Avenue,
cream
John
cheese.
Thiessen.
Bad for the heart.
All right.
Peter, we love you, Peter.